Hi there. Welcome. My name is Tolala B, and I am the founder of the Nurses of Faith platform. And today I will be talking to you a little bit about the Nurses of Faith Mastermind. So, my name is Tola. I am a faith and mindset coach for nurses. And we are starting something here called the Nurses of Faith Mastermind. And this mastermind is for nurse visionaries, nurse leaders, nurse practitioners. If you are a nurse who is invested, not just interested in personal development, this is for you. So, let me tell you a little bit about the mastermind. So, the Nurses of Faith Mastermind is for nurses who are reaching for greater heights with grace, peace, and ease. If you want to obey God, right, without overthinking every move, if you want to live a life either at the bedside or in your business, in your home, in your family, wherever you go, with peace instead of pressure, if you want to work, right, and gain financial abundance without hustling or burnout, right, or grinding, this is for you. If you want to walk in spiritual confidence and mental clarity, you don't want to be confused about what your next move should be. You don't want to be confused about where to go, when to go, how to do what God has called you to do. This is the place for you. If you want to be productive without losing your peace, without losing sleep, this is the place for you. If you want to be free from fear of the future, fear of failure, anxiety, this is the place for you to be. If you want to build a life and legacy that's aligned with heaven's agenda, this is the place for you to be. So, inside of the Nurses of Faith Mastermind, this is a Holy Spirit led environment where you receive mentoring, you receive mindset coaching, mindset renewal, and teaching. This is a place for you to grow on the inside so you can show up full and fulfilled and ready to pour out to others, ready to do what you have been called to do. So, let me tell you a little bit about myself. I started in nursing 15, 16 years ago, and my thing as always to be to walk with God, to do what God has called me to do. And this has helped me to prevent burnout. It has helped me to prevent financial troubles and failures and so many things because of my walk with God. And here I am. I founded Nurses of Faith years ago, and the Lord is leading us to even go deeper, deeper with Him, deeper in the word, but deeper in our personal development so that when it is time for us to arise, and I'll explain that. So, one of the things I have been sensing in the spirit is that God is preparing a lot of nurses. So, it doesn't matter who you are or where you are right now. So, you could be a nurse at the bedside, you could be a nurse practitioner in the clinic, you could be a nurse educator, you could be working in the OR, you could be working in the ICU, you could be a nurse entrepreneur starting your first, your second, or your third business. You could be making six figures or seven figures. What the Lord is saying is that there's going to be a time where nurses are going to be needed, and you need to prepare for that time. This takes time. And so, this is part of what we'll be learning about inside the mastermind, preparing ourselves, getting stronger spiritually, physically, emotionally, financially, so that we can do what God has called us to do, either at the bedside or outside the bedside, in the boardroom or at home, to do what He has called us to do and to show up without burning out. Because a time is coming to 5, 10, 15, 30 years from now, where nurses like you and I will have to rise up as nurse visionaries, rise up as nurse millionaires and billionaires, being the ones that people are saying, what should we do? How should we do it? Being the pillars of society in the future. but you have to get ready. You have to get ready. For some of you, you are a nurse, you're a nurse leadership, and you are thinking about leaving, even though you know God has assigned you to that post of leadership. And when you leave, that post will be empty. Empty for the enemy to come and turn that hospital, that clinic, that home around, and people are in turmoil. But because you will not leave, because you will receive the help, the mentorship, the guidance, the assistance, and the community that you need, you will stay where you are planted and you will continue to grow in leadership and grow financially. For you who you have a business and you're like, I think I'm going to quit, or I don't know if I'm going to keep doing this. And the Lord is saying, I want you to stay. Right? Or God has called you to do that business, but because of the ups and downs of life, of your home, of relationships, of what's going on even in your mind or in your bank account, today you're making enough, tomorrow it's not enough, and you crave stability. And God is saying you should not leave yet. You should not quit that business yet. You have to continue, because when you are needed, you're needed now, and in the future when you're also still needed, you should not be absent. The money you make is going to touch lives, it's going to change destinies, it's going to change your community. But if you quit today and you are no longer doing what you have been called to do in the place of business, because it's hard, because you're anxious, because you sense maybe failure, or right now you're not making as much as you want, and you quit, and then the people who need you no longer have you, there's a missing space and you're not there. And when it comes time to arise, you may not be there, but that is what we are trying to prevent here. My goal is to provide you with all that you need to continue to succeed, so you do not stop, so you do not quit. In the middle of the night, when you are tired or you wake up and you can't sleep, and you say, what am I going to do next? You will remember that I have a place. I have someone I can call on. I have a community. You could be a nurse practitioner in the clinic and you're like, I don't know how long I can do this for. And maybe God has called you to transform that clinic, that environment, or even start your own practice, because you have the expertise, you have the experience, you have the compassion. Whatever it is God has called you to, the Nurses of Faith Mastermind is a place where you will receive mentorship, mindset renewal, support for those hard, long days where you think, I may not do this for too long. I may quit today. You will learn to grow in spiritual intelligence, learn to go to God first and ask God first, and know how God talks to you, and you will learn to make confident prayer backed decisions about your leadership, about your life, about every single thing that you have to do. You will grow in emotional resilience. When people are talking or doing things, you will not be moved. And if it's that you have gone through grief or shame, or you're afraid about the next level or what you have gone through, and that grief keeps bringing you back and forth, today you are good, oh I can do it, or it could be shame, and tomorrow you're like, I don't feel like doing it. If you're tired of that back and forth, and you want to be consistently confident, and you want to be surrounded by other nurse visionaries who get it, who understand what you're going through, you want to be inside of the Nurses of Faith Mastermind. Honestly, it's a little hard for me to describe every single thing that you will have access to, but the things that I know you will have access to is at least twice a month live teachings and mentoring sessions with me, and also we'll be having some support guests that will be part of this to help encourage you in your journey, to help support you in your journey. You have support seats, not hot seats, where you can ask me, or you can ask our guest coaches, or your colleagues, right? Other nurse visionaries, entrepreneurs, and leaders. You can ask them for help. You can ask them for their expertise. Also, you will have access to a community of people, a private community of people, resources, prompts, and exercises. I know I didn't tell you too much about me, but I have written 5 books and I have 2 podcasts, and I am the leader here. I will say that at Nurses of Faith. But outside of that, I am a certified WCN. I am a certified foot care nurse. And in the clinical setting, I work in wound care and amputation prevention. And one of the reasons why I also have this mastermind is because God has been using me to heal patients through his power upon me, his grace upon me. He has been helping me to prevent diabetics from getting amputated, infected wounds are getting healed, especially the things that seem so impossible. People are getting it, people are understanding. Sometimes patients come to me and they've heard the same thing over and over again, but when they come to me, they get to understand better. It seems like it just opens up. And maybe God has been trying to teach you the same thing. God has told me that He uses me to heal people. Right? We have that spiritual healing, we have that miracle. He does miracles through my expertise, He does miracles through my experiences, He does miracles through my hands. So, whatever it is that you do, it could be at the bedside. Like I said, you could be in the ICU, and God might be leading you to do more. And these I usually talk about in a private community. I mean, God is leading you to do more in the place of prayer, in the place of fellowship. I started Nurses of Faith wanting to have other nurses to pray with, but it has evolved to so much more than that. And God is saying, you all need to rise up. And that is what we will be doing. So come join me in the Nurses of Faith Mastermind. I say that we are going to greater heights. You probably have an inkling. God has probably told you where He's taking you to. He's showing you a glimpse. You may have a book inside of you. He's probably telling you to mentor others. It could be in the way that you treat your spouse. It could be in your parenting. Maybe you want to get married. Whatever it is, God is telling you, we are dealing with you as a person. The word of nursing can beat you down, but here you'll be supported, you'll be surrounded. No matter what is going on out there, you have the support that you need in the Nurses of Faith Mastermind. So, if you want to hear God more clearly, if you want to walk in obedience, if you want to recover from past experiences, trauma, shame, grief, guilt, whatever it is, if you want to make bold decisions with peace, if you want to operate with God's grace on you every day, which is always available and always present, if you want to know exactly what you're building and why you're building it, if you want to stop grinding, you want to stop striving, and you want to start flowing in your assignment, you don't want to look at other people, you want to be focused, you want to be a soldier at the post that God has called you to, and you want to experience true alignment between who you are, who you lead, and how you show up. And if you want to continue on to the next level, you're ready to go on to the next level. You don't want to second guess about your next level. You don't want to hustle to the next level. You want to rise and do it with God, with faith. This is the place for you. So come join me in the Nurses of Faith Mastermind. Step into your next level of obedience, clarity, and alignment. My name is Tolala B, and I can't wait to have you join me in the Nurses of Faith Mastermind. Thank you so much and have a blessed day. I look forward to seeing you inside the mastermind. There are more details below on this page, so come join me. Thank you so much.